What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Pop Culture Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because when we got the Red Cup, we're about to spill some truth. And today we're going to do exactly that. If you haven't heard, Diddy has been arrested. Okay. Diddy has been arrested. All right. And he's been arrested in New York. And right now I'm waiting on the AP to do their press conference because he has pled not guilty. Okay. And I guess they're gonna come out and talk about what went on today in the courtroom since he's been indicted. So we're going to follow that. But I wanted to come on here and talk about a few things. All right. So everyone's talking about, Diddy and the freak offs and uh what the indictment papers say and what he's been indicted for. So if you do not know what he's been indicted for, we're going to get into that just really quick and then move on from there. Okay, here we go.
Today, I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing.
All right. So y'all saw that. All right. So I just wanted to give you that really quick. If you did not know what he's being charged with, why he's being charged, and so on. Okay. So again, he's been arrested, charged, all of that. All right. And we're waiting on the press conference. But what I wanted to get into was all of the connections. Okay. Because what ends up happening is if you think that P. Diddy is the only one, you're under a rock. Okay. P. Diddy is going to take the fall. All right. The industry, this is what they do. This is what they do. This is how they operate. And when I tell you that these freak offs that Diddy has are not they're not anything that I would say is how can I say is out of the norm in the industry. Okay. This is a normal thing. Everybody knows there's a such thing called the casting couch. There's a such thing as what you're going to do to reach certain heights in the industry. Now, sometimes some of the men and women don't mind doing it, and sometimes they're coerced into doing it because of their affiliations or who they want to, what they want to do in the industry, and they feel a need to go ahead with it. And then some are being sex trafficked. Okay. You have men and women that are sex slaves and all of the above. Okay. So what I want to get into is a lot of Diddy's past, his connections, and a lot of the stuff that's already been said, right? Now, when they did the raid at Diddy's house, they found a lot of electronics, which is also in the documents for the indictment letter. Okay. They found a lot of electronics, which is in Diddy's house. Well, the reason why they have those things is because one, Diddy records the things that he does, but he also records the things that others do. And in the music industry, in the entertainment industry as a whole, Hollywood, okay, when you do these things, they now have something to hold over you. So now you have to do what they ask you to do, or these things come out. Men with other men, and women in compromising positions. I mean, all types of things, right? So that's what mostly, I assure you, are on those types of tapes that they found in Diddy house when they did the raids. Okay. Now, I want to get into a little bit of Diddy's past because this is nothing new. All right. Uh, they could have sounded the alarm a long time ago, but a lot of people's legacy and artistry rest on the back of Diddy. So we're going to get into just a couple of those, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Now, I'm not sure if you all know, but Usher was under Diddy's tutelage of coming up in the music industry. And he said a lot on Howard Stern's show and what it was like being and living with Usher as a teen. Now, mind you, he actually came up there when he was 10. Okay, so now you have a minor child, and I do mean a child, living at a grown man's house. So here's Usher's account.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop.
So you hear right there, right? This is 2016, okay? This is way before anything with, Diddy is coming out. Usher is talking to Howard Stern, and he's telling him that he is a kid sitting at sitting at P. Diddy's house, and there's orgies and all types of stuff going on in front of a minor.
Right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
Now you see Usher is naming all of these people, right? So you have adults that are there while he's there. All adults. Okay.
These people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They ain't know nothing about this shit.
Mary J.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
So there you have it. Usher talking about his experience with P. Diddy and that he would not send his children. So what does that tell you? And I don't even know why his mother would allow him as a young boy to go with a complete stranger to another city. It just baffles me. Like all of that just baffles me. Okay. But that is one account. Okay. So I want to get into another account of another young boy. Here we go. So here are some more parents that are just the worst. Here's Justin Bieber with Diddy, underage.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah.
As soon as he turns 16, that means this child is 15 years old and he's with Diddy by himself, being recorded. Okay.
Yo. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the front shot of it.
Man.
That out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah. When you get 16, you come down there. You gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Jess.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion. Yeah. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing.
Why are you hanging out with a 15-year-old? Child.
We can't really disclose.
I bet.
But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I
Peep, the similarities. He signed to Usher, and then Usher was with Diddy.
had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
All of this stuff is just really cringe. So, you know, I like to attack everything from the perspective of linking everything together. So now you have Usher and his account. This is Justin, okay, when he was a child, and Justin is signed to Usher. Usher was under P. Diddy. It all comes together, okay? But this is just to show you that this is not, you know, an isolated situation, okay? P. Diddy has been doing this. So if they really wanted to sound the alarm, they really could have, okay? But they didn't, because it didn't matter, because this is what the industry does. All right, but let's move on to my next point here. So now I want to move into the factor of the big wigs, okay? Well, some of them. You have TD Jakes, you have Oprah, you have Jay-Z, you have just politicians on top of politicians in New York, okay? And many more, all right? So here's the thing. If you all remember, we had the mob raid, right? Everybody knows the mob in New York and New Jersey, and we had the big mob raid where they took down all of the mob members. However, the mob is used to paying off the judges and all the cops and, you know, just all of the, you know, judicial system. They're used to paying these people off. Well, a lot of those people flipped, right? And so the same thing is happening here. But I want to get into a podcast that I saw about maybe 4 or so months ago, right? That was talking about everything that's happening in the music industry in Hollywood and how Diddy was going to be the fall guy. Okay. And boom, here we are. All right. So I want to get into that really quick.
Beautiful movie, filled with a lot of facts on what happened. Nobody ever thought that the mob was going to fall. Nobody ever thought. They thought it were the Untouchables. There's a movie, I think, called The Untouchables, right? Or a show that was called
the movie Untouchables.
Kevin Costner. Right.
Yeah.
So, and then the day the 240 whatever guys are walking out like this and just going on saying, wait a minute, how many judges did they have? How many cops did they pay off? How many guys in politics did they have? And nobody thought anything was going to happen to them. Do you think something like that it's about to happen where you see a bunch of these music industry, Hollywood moguls coming out like that? Like, you think it's going to be that ugly? Or you think it's going to be more like, because look, Harvey Weinstein, have you seen his latest pictures? What he looks like? He went from the powerful guy, you know, sitting there like this.
That was another person that was the fall guy, okay, for Hollywood, because everybody in Hollywood knew Harvey Weinstein and took pictures with him and what he did. Everybody knew this.
Having
like
hard
wheelchair, a demon.
What do you think?
I think you're never going to see a guy like Universal Records CEO or a Motown Records CEO go down.
And if you don't know who that is, that's I think his name is Lucien Grange. Okay, he is the head of Universal Records that owns all of the conglomerates that you see, all these little subsets, your 300s, your Atlantic, all of these entities are all under Universal. Okay, Cash Money, Young Money, whatever you could think about, it's under Universal. Republic.
Those guys are executives. They're well connected. They're going to make Diddy take the fall. And
You think so?
because there can always be another Diddy. Someone else will pop up and do the same thing. This was a widespread operation. It was a racketeering conspiracy where these record companies would then sponsor these parties, hand Diddy loads of cash that he used for the drugs, the trafficking, and this was all videotaped. And then they would profit from these young people that came up in the business that were at these parties. They took them to the studios, they signed them to labels, and then they used them to make money. And this was a grand scheme. If the feds want to go all the way up the food chain on it, they can go as high as they want.
Now, Jesse is making such a great point. Okay. They can. Right now, they have Diddy in custody. He can't get bail. Okay. They can literally go up the food chain. Remember earlier when I was talking about those electronics and everything? Oh, trust and believe. Diddy has, and he said it, okay, but Diddy has evidence on others. They can really go up the food chain, but they're not, which is the reason why I brought up the mob, just like mob ties. This hole goes deep. This rabbit hole goes deep, but I'm gonna let Jesse continue.
But something tells me they're going to suppress it and have one guy take the fall.
Do you guys think? Sorry, Tom. Do you guys think that which one's more like more probable? Him going to jail and getting in trouble for it, or something, God forbid, happening where he kills himself because he can't take it like Epstein? Which one, Adam? What do you think? You think Diddy's going to go behind bars?
He's too much of a narcissist to kill himself.
What I'm saying, I'm being facetious. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Let's not Let's just use the word allegedly around our friend Jesse. You know what? No, this is Vincent O'Shannon's belief. I'm not stupid. But what I'm saying is, what do you jail or
so? I line up with Jesse. I went to school at Pepperdine with a guy who became an auditor, and he was an auditor at that time with a company called Touche Ross. And the record industry is the largest long-term racketeering organization in human history. You go back to, he never lost an audit case. He would find out that they were pressing records in the Philippines when they were only supposed to be pressing records in Mexico and the US. He represented a hair band called Poison. They found an extra 500,000 albums over 5 years that were pressed other ways and sold. How did you audit it? The record industry, from the cocaine controversies where they were paying off disc jockeys to get airplay,
which is what they do now. When I tell you, this is a whole thing going on. All right. When I tell you that the record industry not only does a lot with racketeering on the record side, okay, and how they get away with not paying the artists, they do a lot with having artists that they just sign and they never plan to release them, and they use the money for other nefarious things. These parties, okay, they go on all the time. All the time. They have famous politicians and then some. This is not just Diddy's doing. Diddy participated in it because he is a part of the industry. He is one of the execs. He has come up in the ranks. But let's be clear. He came up under Clive Davis. Clive Davis is a big exec. And Clive Davis is also under what? Universal Music Group, which Jesse Water so eloquently told you guys that they're not going to jail. Okay? Diddy is the fall guy. They can make another Diddy. They can make another Hove. Those big guys, nah.
The record industry has been the largest racketeering organization, and it does not surprise me. And I agree with you, Jesse. None of those executives are going to go down. None of them. If you talk about Weinstein and Diddy, is Diddy more feared because of the groups and the things that are going around? I think he was feared, but I really thought nobody was as untouchable as Harvey Weinstein. I did not think that guy was going to get touched. I thought he was going to get retired. I didn't think he was going to, that these suits were going to do
what
it. Especially when they split it.
Point.
When they split it into LA and New York, and they tried him twice and they put him away forever. Yep. I was really shocked that everybody turned and he fell.
What does a poll look like, Rob? What is it?
Right now, 65% say Harvey Weinstein, 35% for.
All right. So I wanted to show you guys that because I wanted to show you that it's bigger than Nino Brown. Okay. If you don't know that movie, you got to see it. Okay. That's New Jack City. It's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than P. Diddy. Okay. P. Diddy is just going to be the fall guy. He's going to be the fall guy. there are way bigger celebrities or not even celebrities, because a lot of the times you guys don't know the names that are higher up. All right. And the reason why you don't know the names that are higher up, because they don't want you to know their names, because they're not the face. They make the stuff work, but they're not the face. Okay. Diddy is the face. Okay. Jay-Z is the face. Yes, they're billionaires, all this stuff. But if they're billionaires, what do you think the heads are? How much money they got, how much influence they got, how much power they got, right? So I just wanted to come on and talk about that really quick. And we're going to move on to the next thing here. So we're going to get into Jay-Z and Rock Nation, okay? Rock Nation has a brunch every year. And every year they put on this brunch, and the who's who in Hollywood, whether you're a comedian, whether you're actor, singer, rapper, doesn't matter who you are, all right? Who's who comes to this brunch. So I'm going to get into the Rock Nation brunch and the canceling of it this year. Here we go.
The media is reporting that no details have been released about why the brunch was canceled, but I'm going to give you what I feel. They're saying, oh, Beyonce's going to perform at the Grammy, so this is probably why. Clive Davis having a party. No, I'm going to tell you why. One man, right? Diddy. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Diddy has been at all of the Rock Nation brunches. And remember, when you're at these brunches, right, you're celebrating Black excellence. You know, you're celebrating, you know, a lot of people say it's the Black boule, the bourgeoisie, the Black elite. And to a certain extent, yeah, it's the Black elite amongst us, you know, celebrity elite, sports elite, entertainers and things like that are there. And it's a celebration. I can't see nothing, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it. But I think it comes down to one man, that's Diddy. Diddy's always been there. Diddy's front and center. Diddy's a close friend to Jay-Z. And while I think they still could have actually went on with the brunch, right? I just think that if they would have went on with the brunch,
it would have been
Diddy
crazy.
wasn't going to be there. Diddy was not going to be there. So it was a smart move. Like whoever Jay-Z and Beyonce have working as their publicist, or their, you know, the person that, you know, make sure that their image and, you know, the media press clippings come out about them is accurate and, you know, keeps their pretty much perception and image clean. They're great, because this would have been a media shitstorm.
It sure would have a media shitstorm. So I kind of knew it might happen, but right in the middle of me recording this video, here is P. Diddy's attorney. Here we go.
I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, you know, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case. And we're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he. And eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent. And so tomorrow we fight again, and we'll fight every day until we don't have to fight anymore.
Why did the arrest happen last night instead of today as planned?
I don't know. The question is, why did it happen last night instead of today? I don't know the answer to that question.
Are you going to be
I just want to make one point very clear. We have no power. All we can do is show good faith. He got on a plane and he came here. And if he stayed here for one day before the case started, or for 1 year before the case started, he was going to stay as long as he needed to stay. It ends up being only 12 days. That's fine. That's what the government wanted to do. The government didn't want him to turn himself in. He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in. But we're going to make all these points again tomorrow, and we'll make it as much as we can until we get him out.
Will you appeal the bail?
So that's all I have.
How is he feeling? Will you appeal the bail?
Yeah, tomorrow. But what was the question?
Will you appeal the no bail? Will you appeal the no bail?
Yeah, we're no bail. No bail.
Where are you appealing?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're appealing the decision to hold him without bail.
When is the next court hearing?
Tomorrow at 3:30.
Tell her what.
3:30, same place.
Bail
Bail appeal tomorrow at 3:30, same court. Different judge. He's doing fine. He's a fighter. And he's gonna fight this. All right, I'm gonna go.
Where is he being held?
I don't get into that stuff.
Okay.
All right. So you just saw that. So that literally happened while I was making this video. Okay. That literally broke. I was waiting for that to happen. So you heard tomorrow, it will be 3:30 tomorrow. They're going to appeal the no bail situation. Okay. So that's that. But but yeah, from what we were talking about before, the Rock Nation brunch, right? The Rock Nation brunch usually has everybody who's who. Because P. Diddy got caught up this year, they did not have that brunch and they were not going to have it. Okay. So at the end of the day, you got to really look at the ties and what's going on around you. Okay. And who people know. All right. P. Diddy is heavily involved in politics. Okay. He's in New York. He's heavily involved in politics. If you guys remember the Vote or Die campaign. Okay. He's heavily involved in politics and he's in politicians' pockets. So you can only imagine what goes on there. And you have Jeffrey Epstein, okay, who is heavily involved in New York politics and what he was doing, trafficking, things like that. But again, and a lot of these people that we're talking about are on Jeffrey Epstein's list, okay? But when you put it all together, you come out with that everybody is in this industry that is the elite. They're all doing this. P. Diddy is going to be the fall guy, okay? Just like you heard the attorney there say that he literally came to New York to turn himself in and they go and arrest him. P. Diddy is the fall guy. Okay. His kids came and they came to, see how this was going to go. But again, we don't know how it's going to go. This just popped up. And tomorrow, I'll look in on it tomorrow. But this is bigger than P. Diddy. All right. I just want to touch on a few things, other few things really quick, and then we're going to do the final call. So I want to touch on Kanye, all right? And just something that Kanye said. A lot of people don't like to pay Kanye attention, but I think people dismiss what Kanye says because of, him being bipolar and things like that. But that man is in the industry. That man was a billionaire. So I want to touch on something Kanye said that I thought was surprisingly, intriguing. Here we go. So here's an interview Kanye did from his car a while back talking about his mother, but then he goes on to kind of name names. Well, not kind of, he did. So I want to play this pretty quick.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Kanye West can end this by telling the truth.
And what do you believe that truth is?
The doctor had nothing to do with his mom's death.
Kanye West is sharing some very shocking, never-before-heard details about his late mother Donda's passing, and he claims she was sacrificed for his fame. The idea that in order to make it in Hollywood, you literally have to sacrifice someone you love has been around for decades.
Sacrifice.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son. Right? Dr. Dre, his son. Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize.
Now,
mentioned several others.
If you hear what he said, I'm going to play it back a little bit. He talks about his own mother. Okay.
Celebrities whose loved ones died under suspicious circumstances.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
So what's happening right now with P. Diddy? He's being accused of being ultra controlling, right? In the industry, controlling people's moves, controlling this, controlling that. So Kanye's comments are right on point. Okay. P. Diddy is doing exactly what Kanye is talking about. Okay. They want to control and monetize. Okay. So in the industry, they're going to monetize off of you and they're going to control what you do. And a lot of it is nefarious. And that's what Kanye is talking about here.
Now, it's important to point out that there are a lot of conspiracy theories about ritual sacrifices in the entertainment industry that are completely unhinged. But we also have to remember that things like MK Ultra were once considered to be conspiracy theories.
So if you don't know what that is, and yes, people thought that wasn't real until they released the unclassified documents. And I tell people all the time, start looking at unclassified documents. I talked about this yesterday in the Un-American show that I did. Start looking at unclassified documents. They'll sit here in your face and tell you one thing when it's sitting right there. The information is there. You just got to read it. I keep telling you guys, a lot of people don't read. So Kanye goes on to talk about a couple of other people. Here we go.
Looks like he won't rest until he completely exposes the dark side of Hollywood. In a recent interview by the Daily Stardust, Kanye made some very shocking claims about the entertainment industry. And he said the only reason he's being canceled is because, unlike most celebs, he refuses to be controlled.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name. It's up.
But that
Child. Okay. So I wanted to show you that just really quick because the rabbit hole goes deep. I keep telling you guys, y'all gotta pay attention. Okay. Again, Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Brother Love, is going to be the fall guy. Okay. And he did the stuff that he did. But let's be clear. Let's really be clear. Okay. In my Kamala voice. He is not the only one. And this is how the industry operates. This is exactly what they do. This is how they operate. Because you got to remember Oprah and her school. Remember how those children just miraculously disappeared. It's because this is what they do. Okay. Remember Oprah and Harvey Weinstein, buddy old pals. Okay. And Oprah just wanted to back out of it. I have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with it. And look at it. You were right there with those same girls that were accusing Harvey Weinstein of everything he was doing. So you got to pay attention. Okay. Now, really quick, there's a couple of little resignations in the industry today. So, like I was telling you guys, Universal Music Group is atop of everything in the music industry. Well, if you come all the way down, you have record labels under a record label, under a record label, under a record label. Well, one of the record labels that is under Universal is Atlantic. Okay. Well, what's under Atlantic is 300. And Kevin Liles decided to resign today. Okay. Kevin Liles has resigned from 300. If you don't know who Kevin Liles is, he's been in the music industry a long time. He has decided to resign. This is wild, the stuff that's going on. I'm telling you guys, it is all coming down. It's all coming down. So I wanted to end with this. This is the industry, okay? I know this industry very well. And I remember a record exec saying to me, all right, he said, you're beautiful, you're young, but unless you're willing to do some things, you're going to have to take the long way around. I decided to take the long way around because the stuff that goes on, it's going to bother your soul, okay? I'm telling you, it's going to bother your soul. I love music. I've been doing it my entire life. My father was in the music industry, okay? And when I tell you the stuff that goes on will bother your soul. So I want to leave you guys with this.
The industry. The industry. Man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent. It's about playing the game. The industry. Real niggas is dying to get in. The industry. Justifying they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry is trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry. Got your word? Meaning nothing. The industry. Fuck what you heard because he's bluffing. The industry. Money, bitches, hate. But I dare you to try to take a fucking thing off my plate. The industry like, wait. But in the streets, we like, get them. 17 up in that thing. Get them sleeping and hit them. The industry. If you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me? I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt, test the wrong one in the industry, and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the fuck I want because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a fuck about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you. The industry, I'm sick of this industry shit. The industry playing them like a industry bitch. They tried to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong. Fuck a beat. Listen to the words in the damn song.
And with that, thank you all for watching. This was a quick one. I just wanted to come on here really quick and just discuss some of the stuff I've seen and some of the stuff I know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. And we're going to be watching this P. Diddy thing. I'm out.